Last night we had a good time. Here's the thing about it. Like, I know it was my first Globes. I want to say it was Sterling's first. It was a few of us. I think it might have been our first time. Um, and we just, I mean, I thought, first of all, I thought there were going to be way more drunk people. All I hear about the Golden Globes is that everybody gets drunk. And
Right.
but it felt like a really, the room didn't feel like out of control last night. I think it's sort of also like the time that we're in. I think people kind of were taking the moments with a lot more weight. But I remember being on that red carpet and looking down that long red carpet and seeing all these globe signs and seeing all the cameras flashing and seeing all the gorgeous dresses. And I was like, oh, am I watching this on TV? Oh, I'm here. Yeah, this is really, really cool. And to be with my cast, we always have a great time when we're together. We'll make a party where there's no party at all. So yeah, we have fun. I think one of the best parts about it for us is being able to do it together. Yeah. So that was great. And then the after parties are really good. And we it's so funny because they announced the crown that had won, which is fine. But the took a little long to say, so all we heard was the v. And me and Ron were like, oh Lord. Like we both grabbed our chest, and then they said the crown, and we were like, "Oh, okay, all right." And Ron was laughing hysterical. He was like, "I thought they were about to say This Is Us," and I said, "I did too, brother, but not today." And then we went to the bar, and then we came back, and we were like, "All right, let's get this party started." Yeah. I try not to make her any of her mannerisms or her ways like me. I enjoy that about acting. I like when acting is different from who I am. So I try, if I'll enter into it in a way that's like, okay, Sue, how would you do this? And so I can feel that reality, and then I'll say, okay, now that I have the reality of it, how would Beth do this, and how can we continue to create her in a way that's specific to her. So I'm not in there playing a version of myself. And I want her to feel human. So it may look like, oh, she might just be doing her or whatever. But I think that's part of, I studied, you study the craft and you study how to do this thing in a way so that it feels seamless. And so that is what I continue to practice when I get to play, with Beth. But I do try to keep it different. I do. I think we have a different energy. You know what I mean? I think we would handle things differently in some ways. But I like what we're creating in terms of what they're writing and what I'm collaborating, what we're bringing together. And I like that I think her main thing is to be real and to be in the moment and to try to keep it going, try to keep it together. What can we do to make this okay, or how do we deal with this? Like she's confrontational in that way. I think she goes, no, let's deal with it. She comes from a big family. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, when you go, she comes from, and there's no harm in it. You know what I mean? And it's out of love, but for real, let's be real. You know what I mean? What you doing? You just popped up. So. And she comes from a big family, and I think that's reflected. When you're in a big family, you say stuff. People deal with stuff in the moment because you don't have time. You know what I mean? Like, she comes from a house where she was at like 3 rooms and there was 14 people in it, and it was like, you don't have time for the BS. You up in everybody's face all the time, and you say it, and you deal with it in the moment. Or how are we gonna live in this 3-bedroom house, 14 people, So she just comes from a different place, and I have to remember that with her. So a lot of her stuff isn't going to be out of some mean, some kind of mean, angry place. It's just out of being real. And Randall's family they've kept some things to themselves. So I think that's the difference between them, where she's more, I'm just going to be open about it. They have now found out that there's been secrets and there's been things that they don't know, and she's uncomfortable with secrets. She's uncomfortable with it. She's like, why? You know what I mean? If we're all in this and we're family, why is somebody keeping something, But that's her philosophy, And so that was a real predicament that she was in. And again, she had to, wanted to handle it in the quickest way possible, and she was high when it happened.
Yeah.
But she figured, yeah. But she figured, right? Yeah, it's mostly script. There's times where, like, there's different, like, sometimes I'll throw in a different word. Like, I'll say, hey, I'm just going to say this a little differently. Like, I'm going to say, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do like I know how, I have my ear to the streets. I know how people are saying that now in the moment. So let's just say it like that. Or like, sometimes people improv. I know Justin likes to improv sometimes, and Sterling will throw something in, and I will too. Like, we'll change up a little thing. But honestly, the lines that people ask me the most if I improv are normally ones that they wrote. That the ones that people ask me the most. Like, somebody said, there was something that, what did they? Oh, I think it was the episode where I found out that I might be pregnant.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm bugging out, baby. You know what I mean? And so I was like, you put that in there. I said, no, they wrote it. That script said, I'm bugging out, baby, comma. Incredibly proud to be able to do this kind of work that people feel good about, and what I love is, like, I literally have gotten feedback from young people, with preteens, from preteens to feedback from people about elderly people in their family. So the gap is like bananas. It's like 8 decades. You know what I mean? It's literally. What made me say yes? I read the pilot script. I was like, oh, this is good. Yeah, I was like, I haven't read something like that. That actually surprised me. That surprise. I did not see that coming. I just remember saying that to myself. I did not see that coming. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. You know what I mean? This is good. Now, when I read that thing, I mean, not until the end. When you watch the pilot and you found out at the very end, that's how I read it. And I said, oh snap! What? I said, oh, that's the daddy and the baby. Wait, what? And I had a friend next to me, and she was like, what is it? Because I'm reading to myself, and she's just hearing my responses. And I was like, oh, girl, I got to get on a plane. I got to go. And she was like, all right, go. I said, okay. And that was it.
Thank you for going.
Okay, we're going to deal with William's health. We're going to deal with, his health breaking it down. You are? You both, yes, you that's right. Touch and agree. But that and in the next episode we'll see us deal with the revelation of William's new, he has it, right, his boo. So we find out a little bit more what that's about, and we'll see how Randall feels about it, and also, see how William's time is split between the family, and then, and with but wait, what's Boo's name? I haven't. Wait, how am I forgetting Boo's name? I know Jesse, with Randall and Jesse. So there's a little something for you.